Okay, thanks again for joining me, everyone. It is I, NewMutator, and I'm bringing you finally the finals. It is the final match from Osmodian's miniature tournament, and we have our finalists. It is Team Ratking. They're going to be up in the well, I guess it's the northeast, and Team Giant Killer General opposite them in the southwest. So there were a little bit of issues trying to get everybody in the game. The idea was everybody was there, so why not play the match then instead of waiting to for the fallback time when ostensibly some players are going to be not going to be able to play that entire time. But there were some issues with people going AFK and not coming back and realizing that. So once all those issues were ironed out, the match finally got underway. But as you can see here, there are a lot more players on Team Ratking than there are for Team Giant Killer General. I think Slate in particular had to go, and what else? I don't know. I guess that's it. Homer, of course, never even showed up, and Scratch never showed up for any of the matches. But yeah, so this is the first map, first game, I guess, that we're going to be playing in the finals. That we were going to be playing, past tense, because I'm not actually playing in the finals presently. This is a recording from a previously played game, and it is in the midst of the cavalry. I think is the name of the map, and it does feature these cavalry units, these warriors atop of horses. Very interesting unit. As we'll see, they're pretty quick. They have kind of like a standard cavalry charge where they swoop in there and they can deal a lot of damage, but they're also surprisingly susceptible to archer fire and that kind of stuff. So interesting unit choice for this map as we kick off the finals. Looking at the players in the game, we have Flatline, Captain England I think is Donsky, Myth Zombie, I want to say that's Bagrada, Raven, Kremisi, Tiri, and then of course Drunken filling out the roster there. So quite a number of players. I think Raven's probably sitting this out, so that's what, 7 players. And then Giant Killer General has Genghis Khan, which is kind of like his star player. Kruniak, which is kind of his right-hand man, I want to say. LN, Zachnifine, which are kind of his two, like, sort of pawns. I guess they're reliable, sort of, but obviously not his preferred players to be present. Falcon is showing up, and Gecko is here, and he lobbied very hard to have Gecko stay for these games, and Gecko was almost gonna bail, but managed to stay in the end, which I don't know. I guess it sort of helped him out. And Gecko was at a friend's house, and they were gonna watch a movie or something, but Giant Killer General and company were able to convince him to stay and play, I think. And game on. So this is we're just now starting out. It is capture the flag, and as we can see, there's just a few thrall here on Giant Killer General's flag. For Ratking is a lot more thrall. And so there's going to be a lot more headed out on offense here. Giant Killer General with the scouting goal. Actually, it is a Puskal, and moving out with some more thrall to back up the. I guess that's going to be the middle force, or is it going to be this eastern flank? There's basically a northern flank with Gecko and Genghis Khan, and there's. Is this the middle? I guess this is the middle with Falcon and Giant Killer General kind of backing him up. And then there's the eastern flank with Kruniak and Zachnifine and LN with 2 archers and a couple of warriors here. For Rat King, we have Tiri, Tiri, Kremisi, and Drunken. That's kind of a force to be reckoned with. And a couple of Puskals as well, with Bagrada backing them up. So they're going to run into this force here, and then also this defensive force. It's going to be a Flatline and Donsky. Actually, there's a lot of good players on Team Ratking. Now that I take a look at it, they've got a nice split here. And Bagrda and Kremisi with a couple of dwarves backing them up. And there's a dwarf on the flag. Ratking playing pretty defensively. Now, here's the thing. Nobody had ever played. I mean, you know, I think I played like 1 or 2 games on this map before actually coming into the finals here. But I had no idea as to like the strategic ways to utilize the terrain. And here we have Drunken sneaking across. He's barely squeezing by without being seen, and he's going to squeeze by this force and head for that flag. And I don't think anybody knew that that was possible, really, coming into this game. And even Drunken, I don't even know if he knew, but Drunken, we know, is a very aggressive player, probably one of the most aggressive players that I know playing this game. And he just doesn't, I mean, he doesn't know the meaning of the word retreat. As here we have Kremisi, he's going to run in there, but then he's going to retreat out of there, and he might end up losing one of those cavalry units because of it. Kind of a failed attempt at a puss as well. But very even percentages, as here we have some more stuff. It looks like Genghis Khan actually losing quite a number of archers to maybe some puss or something. Maybe just getting sniped. And actually, yeah. Kremisi taking some damage on that cavalry unit. And Kremisi with a well-placed dwarf. You know, it's really effective to use the terrain like this. You know, use that tree to block those incoming archer shots. But he's going to be standing. Oh, he got hit by that fire arrow, and that's going to do a little bit of damage. But you know, here's the thing: we got to watch Drunken. He's basically going through, and Thierry is saying, "Hey, fall back." And I don't know if Thierry's saying that because he realizes that Drunken is trying to pass through this really narrow passageway, and he wants Team Giant Killer General to kind of take the bait and keep pushing so that they don't, you know, they don't accidentally run into this small force. They want to, maybe he's saying that, and this might be giving him more credit than he deserves, because possibly he's just looking at what's happening here and trying to react from that. But you know, it's possible that he saw this and he's saying, yeah, fall back, lead them towards us so that they're not in a position to defend their flag. Because really, if we look at it, there is nothing from Team Giant Killer General that's going to be able to defend against that dwarf when it gets through. So basically, Team Giant Killer General has to move in on this flag. So we can see those cavalry really good at sniping archers and drawing the friendly fire from dwarves. Ooh, but taking a lot of damage too from that dwarf. He's gonna snipe that one archer though and get out of there, but I think he's gonna end up getting a heal. So Giant Killer General doing a pretty good job with that cavalry unit, and Gecko and him are gonna be able to push here, but I don't know if they have enough time. As it's 83-75%, so winning the BC fight so far is Team Giant Killer General, but I don't know, they're going to try to take out Bagrda's dwarf, and they end up doing it, but at the same time, oh, Zachnifine taking some damage. So far they're doing a good job in the BC fight, so I'd say that that Team Giant Killer General was kind of in the process of making the kill when all of a sudden, Giant Killer General realizes, holy crap, there's a dwarf at the base. And Drunken throwing out the insults right at that time. He is going to be able to make short work of this flag, and there is nothing that Team Giant Killer General is going to be able to throw at this flag in order to get there in time to prevent this from happening. There's some players on the move, but they are going to suddenly disappear as Team Ratking somehow somehow sneaks a win. Uh, Although nobody really saw it coming except for Drunken himself. He ends up getting 5 kills and 26 damage for his efforts, and basically nets the win for Team Ratking here. As we can see, they had, I think, they had more kills than losses in all, but I think that was because of Drunken's attacks on the flag. I think without that, Team Giant Killer General was looking to be in a pretty good position. Speaking of which, Zach Nefine actually did pretty well. 40 damage for him, 3 kills. Then again, I think Zach Nefine either designed this map or he released the map. This was something that he worked on, so of course he would know. He probably should have been able to know that something like that was possible, but I guess he wasn't able to. He wasn't thinking that it was in the process of happening. Kruniak doing pretty well also with 43 damage and 3 kills for him, 0 losses. Those are going to be the two, I guess the two players that did the best overall on Team Giant Killer General. For Team Ratking, Kramisi doing really well with 6 kills, and then of course Drunken, but nobody else really doing all that great that I can see. But then again, the majority of the game was kind of cut short, so we only just saw the beginnings of a full throttle assault here on the flag, as Team Drunken just nips it in the bud, takes the game for Team Ratking. Well played, and we'll see you in game number 2 that's going to be coming up in just a few moments. Thanks again for joining me. We'll see you then.
Team eliminated. Game over.